Hello, ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys. Welcome back to our channel. Today we'll be flying in JetBlue Mint Business Class on the Airbus A321 from JFK to SFO. Enjoy the video. As New York's hometown airline, JetBlue's hub is based in JFK Terminal 5. It features a long check-in hall, especially when compared to some other terminals. 6 to 8 a.m. is rush hour at New York's JFK, so I recommend leaving some time to clear check-in and security. The dedicated check-in area for Mint and Mosaic customers did not feel that secluded from the rest of the terminal. The line was somewhat long, but nonetheless, the staff maintained a professional attitude. Mint customers also receive priority security, but note that you'll still have to remove your shoes and take out any liquids. I did not take advantage of that service and cleared security in the TSA pre-check line instead. One of the downsides of flying Mint business class is that JetBlue doesn't have any lounges. While this is set to change soon, there aren't even any credit card or priority pass operated lounges in Terminal 5. This means that you could get away with arriving an hour and 5 minutes before your flight and still enjoy the full business class experience. Mint customers, along with Mosaic 3 and 4 members, board after the pre-boarders in Group 1. This is considered priority boarding, and I was among one of the first on the aircraft. Operating the flight to SFO this morning is November 987 Juliet Tango. JetBlue is one of those airlines that has special names for its aircraft. Of course, the aircraft with Mint seats have Mint-related names, with this one being the Sky's the Limit. The Mint-configured A321s feature 16 business class seats arranged in an alternating 2-2-1-1 configuration. The throne suites are found in even-numbered rows, offering more privacy than the honeymoon-style seats. Both the throne and honeymoon-style seats come with similar seat features, except that the throne seats feature a privacy door. These seats are certainly not the most modern, but still they're somewhat comfortable for a transcontinental flight. The headrest is not adjustable and slightly firm for the standard of business class. Overhead bins are found above each seat, as are individual reading lights, a flight attendant call button, and personal air nozzle. Upon boarding, you'll notice that each JetBlue Mint seat comes provided with the tuft and needle bedding, menu cards, and Think Sound headphones that are noise cancelling. At the outer end of the throne seat are 2 universal outlets and USB ports, as well as a large side table. And in front of you is the seatback entertainment system. This doesn't really feel that responsive, and sometimes I just thought that the touchscreen was from another century. Off to the side we have a coat hook, and the inner end of the seat plays house to the seat console. Beneath it, you'll find the seat pocket for in-flight literature. The seat controls and IFE remote are all built into the side table and conveniently located. Making your way up, you have some more counter space for a beverage. There's a storage locker for some small personal items, which can be closed. The tray table pops out from the side of the seat, and you have a lamp if you want to do some reading, as well as storage for a water bottle. The crown jewel of any business class suite, obviously, is the sliding door, and there's a latch for that. We're also provided with the Saratoga bottle of water, far more premium than the typical Pure Life you're used to on United, American, or Delta. This water is just so refreshing, and the blue bottle looks quite soothing. Listed on the back of the bag in which the bedding comes are several ways to use the tuft and needle blanket. The duvet and pillow were both made of memory foam and allowed for a nice, refreshing sleep. This is seriously as good as some bedding items you'll get on slightly longer international flights. While this is great, it's still not at the level of United Saks Fifth Avenue bedding in Polaris. Amenity kits were available upon request and came in a soft, reusable pouch. JetBlue has partnered with the skincare brand Dr. Dennis Gross to offer lip balm and hand cream in this kit. There's also a cleansing face pad, plus ultra mouthwash, and Tufted needle earplugs and an eye mask. The headphones are noise cancelling and did a great job blocking out the sound. They were collected 10 minutes prior to landing in San Francisco. On this flight, the in-flight entertainment system was not very impressive. It was quite old, lagging, and took some time. When I clicked on a specific movie, it would direct me out of the program. Despite the lagging selection of movies and TV, there's a pretty decent selection of live TV, whether you want news or sports. I wish there were more choices for music playlists and podcasts. In addition, complimentary Wi-Fi or Fly-Fi service, as JetBlue likes to brand it, was available on this flight, but it just didn't seem to work. The Wi-Fi signal was also not great and very unreliable. I've just been offered a seltzer water or orange juice as a pre-departure beverage, so cheers, guys. I am loving the look of this menu card and the drink list. The cool colors just pair so nicely with the yellow, and it feels quite refreshing. The drink selection highlights the alcoholic beverages and zero-proof cocktails on today's flight. In the menu card, you'll find the selection for breakfast, tea, and Dunkin' Donuts coffee. The food and drink on this flight is made in partnership with Charlie Bird, a local New York City restaurant based in Manhattan. Now that we're airborne, let's take a look around the Mint lavatory located at the front of the cabin. The walls and countertop make it feel quite old and outdated, which is not very inspiring. In a business class lavatory, I'd expect to find premium skincare products, but this one just didn't have great quality hand soap. Service commenced once I returned to my seat with a croissant and beverage of choice, for which I opted to have an oat milk cappuccino. Airlines will normally serve the pastry as a side dish with breakfast, however, JetBlue does it right before the actual meal is brought, and I find this to be very innovative. Let's go and take a bite. Here we have the croissant that I have just been brought. It's warm, toasty, flavorful, delicious. If there's an interesting mocktail on the menu, you know that I've got to try it, and of course I went for the non-alcoholic version of JetBlue's signature drink, the Mint Condition. It gave a refreshing taste thanks to the mix of cucumber, mint, ginger, and seltzer water. This almost reminded me of a virgin mojito. The dining experience in Mint is really impressive. JetBlue serves the food tapas style as opposed to traditionally with one central entree and multiple side dishes. This morning, we went for the French toast, baked egg, and strawberries with basil and black pepper syrup. Everything was really delicious, and the strawberries were quite refreshing, but what really struck me the most out of everything on the tray was the French toast. It was nice and fluffy, and paired nicely with the syrup and mascarpone cream. You'd also be able to order an optional side of maple bacon, however, I opted out of that. Although this is a daytime flight, we can still enjoy a bit of luxury and take a nice siesta. Each Mint seat is 80 inches long in bed mode and offers generous width around the head and shoulders. However, the footwell isn't the most spacious in business class. Located in between the business and economy class sections is the in-flight snack pantry, accessible to core, even more space, and Mint customers. There are several cans of soda in the fridge that you can help yourself to, as well as various snacks. Instead of getting anything from the snack pantry, I decide to explore the drink list further and order the Limitless Spritz, JetBlue's other zero-proof cocktail. To really put this much effort into the presentation of a mocktail is absolutely incredible and something I'd expect on a Middle Eastern airline. There's no airline in the US and not many in Europe that would go out of their way to do this, but JetBlue did, which really impresses me. And shortly before landing, flight attendants went through the cabin to distribute the parting pleasantry or pre-arrival snack, which was this nice chocolate chip cookie. Normally, packaged chocolate chip cookies aren't that great, but this one tasted nice and soft, which I really appreciated. And now, let's discuss my overall thoughts on JetBlue Mint. It's really a nice, refreshing way to fly, with an overall decent hard product and great soft product. The amenities such as the eye mask and tuft and needle bedding help ensure for a nice sleep. As for the food, I really couldn't believe that I was eating in flight. I mean, this was the best breakfast that I've so far ever had on a US airline. All of this just comes to show that JetBlue really values the passenger experience and has made a deep investment in the soft product. The service provided in flight was absolutely incredible, with friendly, reliable crew who always kept a smile in the cabin. During the flight, the purser would always check on me when in the aisle and asked if I needed anything. As for the seat and cabin, they're slightly older, but still feel somewhat spacious and private. On a broad spectrum, the seat overall was on the less plush side. JetBlue sometimes flies the Airbus A321neo on transcontinental routes like New York to Los Angeles or San Francisco, and for a more modern cabin and seat, as well as a bigger living space, I try to suggest flying a Mint on one of the newer A321neos instead. And now, let's discuss pricing on this one-way route. The cost to book a Mint business class ticket from JFK to SFO starts at $905 and can go up to $2,000 depending on the day. JetBlue will charge close to 74,400 TrueBlue points for the same one-way flight. The airline uses a dynamic pricing method, so rates can shift from day to day. On some days, it's possible to find fares that are slightly lower at 66,000 JetBlue TrueBlue points. For transferring your credit card points over to JetBlue, it's best to use your Chase Ultimate Rewards or Citi Thank You points because they transfer at a 1-to-1 ratio. You can also transfer Capital One miles at a 5-to-3 ratio and American Express membership rewards at a 2.5-to-2 ratio, but these options do not offer maximum value. Some of the best credit cards to use to book JetBlue Mint include the Chase Sapphire Reserve or Citi Strata Premier, where you'll be able to earn points on various spending categories like travel and dining. Both rewards earning credit cards earn transferable points that you can use. Since JetBlue Mint typically offers a slightly lower price for business class compared to some other airlines on this route, it truly makes for a great value, and I'd certainly fly it again. However, if you're someone that values airport lounges or the ground experience, then it's better to fly American, Delta, or United on this route. Even when JetBlue introduces lounges of its own, they will not be accessible to transcontinental Mint passengers, and only those flying international.
Travel welcomes you to San Francisco, and the local time is 10:59. For your safety, please stay buckled up and carry on items put away until the captain turns over the seatbelt sign. Be careful when opening overhead bins, as items tend to move during flight.
No, ella me dijo, allá hasta otro avión, me dijo.
Bye everyone, and thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe if you're new to our channel or if you enjoy travel content like this. You can also follow us on Instagram at Aviation with Krish 4185. But for now, until the next video, safe travels.